Listen, I sang a little bit on this one thing, but normally was I edited it too long. I tell you, editing. Well, here's what I said on it. Normally I can't even remember. After I get done, I'm not going to remember what I just said. I'm speaking a position that doesn't remember anything, and I'm not going to go into any other position. You all speak from a position where you remember. I don't. You all look to get, and you're cross-examining the crowd the whole time you speak to them. I'm not. I don't even think about the crowd. That's not what I'm doing. Oh! I don't care what they think of me! I don't do anything for effect. I'm delivering a contribution. It's got nothing to do with the effect of it. It's none of my business. It's somebody else's business. That's not my job. I'm a speaker on a record. That's all. After that, it's not the speaker's business what happens to the presentation on the record. Does it? When you're the speaker, you go back to the writer of the record and say, and you know why Jim Lowry won't back me? Because Jim Lowry, I won't do that. Oh, Jim Lowry's just a little baby. Why do we want to get some kind of credit someday for anything to do with this? He stood in the way of it the whole time, pouting. Jim Lowry, crybaby. Smiles in my face, the backstabber. Remember that song? The smile to your face, the backstabbers. Jim Lowry fits that song. And he does it in his mind, nowhere else. I don't care what he says to you. It's what he's doing in his own head. And I'm well aware of that. And he doesn't want to let me in there. Oh, no. When these people are backstabbing me in their own mind, they don't want to let me in there to have a little conversation with them. Oh, no, they don't. So they backstab me, my reputation, what I'm up to, and everything about me, because they're not going to get a place in it. There's no place for them. Oh, whiner! And it's because they don't have the vision to see their own toenail. And all they'll walk through life, nothing but a stink. Lowry smell. How did I ever cross the paths of these people? I don't know. My sister's one, my brother's one. My mom and dad just didn't have the brains, I realize now. Their father, forgive them, they're just too stupid to know not to have me. How about your parents? Just too stupid not to know, not to have you. And you have to carry them and their reputation all your life. Brought here by a pair of dummies. Didn't even like each other. Certainly never gave you any boost. Get back my sock. Ah! Well, I want to remind you, I've been under psychological analysis. They put remarks in there that you use in your conceptual analysis. See, I had this explained so much better on that last tape. I don't want to go back over it. Doggone it, I explained what was going on. I talked to a camera in the corner of the room at Central Intelligence United States. The conceptual work of that is astounding. I had a nice display to explain to something lovely going on with me, and you might get in cutting on it too. Something edited that out. It happens a lot, you don't know. It causes me a rage. When I want to open up and show you something about myself that you could mimic and you might get an enjoyment out of it too, something does not want that to happen. I can do things that are very heartwarming to you, and something does not want your heart warmed by me at all. And I'll tell you, you're all under psychological work of conceptual analysis, and start using. Put the terms of conception in your mind and let the process go to work. It'll haunt you every day, and pretty soon you'll back up and remember more and mature. So stop and reason. Remember, you have a love-hate relationship with your maker. Start with that one. All of you do. A psychological counselor told me that. I find it true in everyone I know. Especially the ones yelling I love, and they really hate, and that's why they're yelling I love. They don't love the Lord, they hate the Lord. I mean, the word hate is just a cover word for one word, disappointment. Disappointment. The appointment never made. You're a little grieved over it. Did your appointments with God happen? How many of you have been disappointed in prayer with God and just stomached it? And you don't even understand why, and you don't even understand you were praying incorrectly why, and the appointment could never happen because God doesn't make appointments like that. And whatever told you to set up an appointment like that with God is really the root of your problem. You were counseled incorrectly about setting appointments with God, and they never happened, and you've been using the Federal Reserve note props. A prop. Federal Reserve note. I'm not getting any help with my little display here. Some people are playing dumb. They're sitting around pouting. My computer man pouting. Oh, they won't communicate with me now at all. You know what these people do? They won't call you back. Now, they called me back. I had great communication at one time. The more this has got on, the communication came. They're backing up. Pretty soon they won't call me back at all. And when they do, they just lie through their teeth. You know that song? I was thinking Dylan sang a song about this. You wish me worse. And you're sitting there telling me, good luck, and you know you don't mean it. Dylan sang a song about him. I'll find the song again. I'll sing it for you. I got a lot of people like that around me right now. In fact, the more I get to it, I might find the whole planet doing it to me. Fine! I hope you do. I do. I'm an afterlife guy more than this life, believe you me. I'm disgusted like Lucifer. You want to sit around and screw around with the truth. What I'm saying to you has nothing to do if I was ever living or not. This isn't my opinion. Oh, you have your opinion. Ha! I'm screaming and the rocks won't scream. My screaming is to prevent rocks from turning to liquid and infect everything here. That's what he said. The rocks will cry out if I don't. For Christ's sake, it's so evident. So it doesn't have anything to do with me. It's not my opinion either. It's the echo of information, and it's quite accurate, and I like it. And I hang on to it, and it gives me great delight. You're priceless, and by God, you're going to admit it. And I find everyone right now thinking in their core, is humanity a priceless, adorable? Yeah, after God fixes it. Bullshit! God don't fix nothing here. Live up to what you already got. You don't need nothing fixed. You don't need God to show up and do nothing. You need to live up to what you already got, and you're not doing that. So God ain't going to show up until you live up to what you got. Then if you still need God, God will show up in person, appear. Otherwise, you got God's hand. Put God's hand, and don't tell me God's not here when you got God's hand. God is more than here when everyone uses these hands of God. Let every human use these hands of God. Now you tell me God's here or not. You can't outdo God with all these hands working as God? You can't outdo God, huh? Well, God's going to remind you can. And the script by Creator, a different position, is already put to you. And God's going to ream your rear end. You get God to show up. I'm a human. You be God, I ain't God. I'd turn every river on this. Of course, Moses did that as a human being. Turn the rivers to blood. You're lucky I don't know how to do that as a human. I'd turn every river on this planet to blood. He did. Did he do it with killing people? No, all of a sudden the water turned to blood. Did you like that? How did he do that? It has to come from mountains and snow. How would Moses turn rivers to blood? How? What could pee in the river blood make it blood? Something had to put blood in it. And water turned to blood? How? Molecular, can it? You can't. Can you screw around with molecular to do these miracles? Or the miracle is molecular? Which one? You're an idiot. And why would I turn the river to blood? Be an asinine thing to do. That would ruin the planet, wouldn't it? You think I'd do something like that? If I could hurt this place, would I? Why would a God hurt this place? It's worth it. Would you, if you were the creator and set things up, would you set out these agonies to go on here? Would you? I wouldn't. And someday I find my maker that the agonies with this planet are possible, even between insects. I watch insects put each other in agony. My maker's going to get it. That I had to even witness it. It is below me. Everything here is below me. The Lord said, you wouldn't know it if I wouldn't have told you. What an idiot. Yep. The Lord said, you're pretty mad about that. I am. Well, good thing I told you, huh? Lurch. I'm Lurch, shrunk. I'm shrunk.